games separate 4th through 10th place in the league. Just talk about the importance of the game coming up.
Yeah, it's important because it's the next game. But and I thought we did some really good things last week. You're playing Middle, who's obviously leading the league, and you've got a lead at halftime. I thought we defended extremely well. You hold them to 21. You hold them to 55 for the game, and I thought we missed some opportunities getting out and running in transition of just doing the little things of sprint to position, finding some easier shots, and they make you take tough shots, but you've got to eliminate. And we took care of the ball, only 11 turnovers for this group. That's really good, but felt like we had, a really good defensive effort against them. Thought they did, Bouldereva goes 2 of 2 in the first half. She only gets 2 attempts, and thought we did a great job. I thought we got off to a really good start against Western. You got a 7-point lead, and, I thought our transition, you go from transition offense coming out of Middle. We emphasized that again on Friday. Saturday, I thought we were great in transition. Really attacked, scored 73. Had some live ball turnovers that led some transition for them in the first half. But, they scored 3 baskets off of our made baskets, and transition defense was a huge key going into the game. We know Meade wants to get it out quickly, wants to get it up the floor and attack, and you can't you make a basket and then give up a basket on the other end because you're not getting back in transition. And it's just those little things of consistency, just doing the simple things better. And I thought they hurt us on the boards, 27 points off our turnovers. We only had 15, only 3 in the second half, but the ones in the first half were critical, and we were still up 7. And then the second half, it was our defensive rebounding, and we couldn't get a stop in the fourth quarter, and they pushed it on us. And we were scoring, but we were trading baskets there for a while, and then they hit a big 3. I mean, you got to lead with 2 minutes to go at home. You got to be able to finish that off. And, we weren't able to do that. But I thought we did some really good things, and it's really important as we go down the stretch here, these next 3. We walked in yesterday, and, guys, everything that you said you wanted and that we've talked about all year long is still ahead of you. And it's just like the men. Like, you've got to be playing your best basketball heading into the tournament. And we've beaten Liberty, the number 2 team. We've played Middle well twice. Had a chance to beat Western here and on the road late, 1 possession game with 2 minutes to go and in both of those. And 1 possession game with 19 seconds to go here, and we just can't get a rebound. You can beat anybody in this league when you do those little things consistently. And it's trying to get this group all on the same page on the same night doing those things. And I think they're capable. They believe they're capable. And now it's, can we go do that for these next 3 weeks?
Seems like you guys have done a much better job of not fouling, as much. I know obviously the first time with Sam, that was, one of the killers.
Sure.
Putting him on the line too much. I mean, I guess aggressiveness-wise, do you feel like that's maybe reined in a little bit more?
Yeah, but then again, we don't turn Western Kentucky over a single time in the first half. They had 0 turnovers in the first half and only 4 in the second. And not to take anything away from them, I think they've got older, experienced guards, but we got to create a turnover. Get up and make shots tough. We've been watching some clips of that Court of Gold, the Netflix series on the Olympics men's basketball tournament last year, and just showing some different things of just how simple the game can be. I was having a conversation yesterday with one of them, and she was like, yeah, the coach was talking about just make shots tough for them, get a rebound, and then get to your point guard and push, get to spots in transition. And I said, does that sound familiar? And she's like, yeah, it's really simple when you think about it that way. And I'm like, it's what we've been talking about. So it is. It's defend without fouling, get a rebound, and then just go be solid offensively. And I think that if we can just do that consistently, we do it for about 36 minutes. And we can't, it's not like we led, I think, 36 minutes against Western. We were tied there a few times, but so many opportunities for us to just do the little things. So much of winning is about not beating yourself. And I think they understand that there's really good parity in this league on our side of going, if I just can eliminate those things that we're doing at critical times that beat us and force another team to just make a shot or just be better than us that day, then we're going to win more games than not. And understanding that starts with being disciplined to get in position defensively and just keep the ball in front without fouling, blocking out. I think they're one of the most aggressive teams on the boards. and getting to the free throw line. That's where they're so tough. We've got to be extremely disciplined in those areas, and it's got to be all 5 of us that are out there at a time. It can't be we got 4 and this one's not doing it, or we got 3 and these 2 aren't doing it. And that seems to be our issue, and we're trying to do everything we can creatively to engage them in that, without just beating them over the head with it. At some point we've got to have a change of behavior with that.
You talked about before kind of showing them where they're at in the standings. Like I was asking Coach Hester, like, do you tell them the importance and the difference of, hey, it's 6, 7 seed, like, the ability to play, an extra game like that? I mean, like, do you talk about the importance?
Yeah, we show standings every week, and I think it's important for them to understand, because here's the thing, we can hide it from them, we know they're looking at it, but let's make sure our message is, hey, this is your opportunity. And that's not a pressure thing, it's just, this is your opportunity, this is what you are capable of, this is what you could do. We can't control whatever everybody else does and whatever else happens. We control us, and if we take care of our business, these are the opportunities that you have. And that's not looking ahead, it's taking care of business means our approach to practice yesterday, our approach to practice today, and how we show up to compete on Thursday. And we're crazy to think that they're not talking about those things, and I want them talking about those things. I want it to be so important. They're tired of feeling the way they do. Now, are we tired enough to have a change of behavior and blocking out and going get a loose ball, or, setting a screen on a body? Like, that's the question, and that becomes just 10,000 reps of something, before it becomes just a habit ingrained. And honestly, we don't have that, because we don't have the experience that a lot of other teams that we're playing do. And that's not an excuse. It's where we are. But I think there's great optimism and great, just positive things to take from that, of going, you're doing this and you're this close, and you're not a 3rd and 4th year player or a 5th year player. This is your first year of college basketball. It's the first time. Most of your high school seasons have been done by now. And this is where it ramps up for us. And this is where you've got to really dig in. And I think it's important that they see those things, because I want them thinking in terms of how I compete today is going to impact how I compete on Thursday. How I compete on Thursday is going to impact how I compete next week at New Mexico State and UTEP. And how I compete in those 2 games is going to determine how I compete in Huntsville. And ultimately, that's what we're trying to build. We're trying to get them to that point of going, we're playing with confidence, we're playing with something about us, and we're playing really good basketball heading into Huntsville. We didn't get to, I was much more pleased with our effort and our competitive character this past week at home against 2 of the best teams in the league than I was on the road the prior week. I just didn't think we had it, but I thought we responded in a much better way. We didn't get a positive result, or the result we wanted, and sometimes that happens. We've got to continue to show up and do the work, put ourselves in position so that result can come.
Sonya's getting honored at halftime. I guess just for the younger players, like, what do you want them to kind of take away from that experience? Just kind of obviously her returning to.
Yeah, it's crazy because most of them weren't even born when I played, so to know her is really important. Number one, we try to, make sure they understand the history of what they're a part of. And not just here, but the impact that she had on women's basketball in general, across the board, not just at Louisiana Tech, but because of what she and Dr. Taylor and Coach Barmore and all those people started, and just how she did it. We were in Waco to play at Baylor back in December, and I had her talk to the team before the game, and she just has a passion. She just has an energy about her, an aura. She just radiates that, and she's very proud of what was accomplished here. And she never, the unbelievable thing to me is that she's always giving her players and her the other coaches credit, and she's the matriarch of women's basketball. I mean, when you think about those early years of the NCAA and winning the first NCAA national championship, and how people recruited and how she went about it, she would be dangerous if she had NIL. She was incredible, and I just think she just has that personality. She knew how to bring in the right people and to attract the right people. And just what she laid the foundation for here, and what that sparked across the country in women's college basketball is, there's not enough words to describe what she's meant to Louisiana Tech, to the Lady Texters, and to women's basketball in general. So it'll be fun to have her back, and obviously we're going to be at graduation on Saturday. We don't play on Saturday, but we'll be there as a team. I want them to be there to help honor her and support her as she receives a Tower medallion at winter commencement. And I just think it's important that we understand who came before us, what we're a part of, and what are we doing to add to that legacy and that tradition.
Anything from you, Ben?
No, I'm good. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
Good view there.
It's nice outside.
It is.